I think there is still the stigma that if you have a bilateral mastectomy, you're less of a person. I would like to really emphasize to women, your brains do not fall out if you have your boobs rearranged. Growing up, we had so many people die of cancer, and it was like, this black cloud, this curse. There's 5 siblings in my mom's family, and everybody has had cancer in some form or another. We do have the BRCA gene mutation, so we had 80% chance of getting breast cancer. So it was like, okay, it was just not if I would get breast cancer, it would be when. My mom used to talk about how she would get up in the morning and put her body back together. She'd put her wig on, her teeth in, and she'd put something inside her bra because she didn't have Reconstruction at that time. And I tell the story about how when my youngest son was 1, we were at the pool swimming, and Grandma was just playing with him and having a ball. And what she used inside her bathing suit was a Nerf ball cut in half so that she would be even. Well, the Nerf ball popped out of her suit. My son, the 1-year-old, picked it up and stuffed it in his mouth, and he's chewing on it. And I said, "Mom, take that off of him. He needs to give that back to you." She said, "Oh, he's having fun." And she just went on with it. She did have a radical mastectomy, which was horrible. I was a nurse practicing at the time. I'm an RN, and I looked at her and I thought, they had to get everything. There's nothing left. Well, they never gave her chemotherapy, so the cancer came back like 17 years later. But she also was a very brave woman, and when Reconstruction first came about, she chose to follow through with it, which is incredible because it had to be very, very painful. There was nothing left to work with on her body, so the stretching of the skin had to be excruciating. I think she knew in her heart, but would never admit it, that her chances were not good for survival. And she did it anyway, and I think she did it for me and for my sister and for everybody out there, so that they could learn better how to attack this disease and how to possibly cure it. I'm very proud of her. And she kept talking to me. "You might want to get this done prophylactically." She wouldn't use that word. She would say, "Just in case, so you don't have to go through this." It hit you like a ton of bricks. I've been taking care of myself. I'm really healthy, and it shouldn't happen to me, but it did. So it did. It was devastating at first, and then it just was like, okay, now I gotta do something about it. I cannot believe the changes from the time she died in '93 to the time I was diagnosed, how far advanced everything was, and the options that I had, and the positive outlook. And my oncologist telling me that, these are the same meds that they gave my mother, but however, they have other meds to help with the side effects, and your chances of survivorship are like, above 80%. And I'm like, that's 9 years. That's incredible to me, the differences in just 9 years. I have one daughter. My biggest fear for her is that she continues to have fear. And she's just so, "I'm afraid I'm gonna get it." And I'm like, well, okay, but if you do, then you need what, you know what you need to do. You have a 50-50 chance of having the gene mutation. You know what needs to be done in the process. And I said, just go with it. It is what it is. Things are just so much better now. And even now when I come in for a visit or something, they have what now? The technology and the advancement is just progressing every day. So I just think the future looks very bright, which it didn't back from my mom. So I think that's what people need to realize. It's a whole different world.